Hi there, it's Pascal. So in this video, we're going to be talking about emotional and intellectual side of starting a business online, because I got this question from this lady and it's very simple. Um, Hi Pascal, thank you. Thanks for your email. What am I supposed to do to get started online? And second part of the question is, hope you will not ask me to make payments. Thank you. Now, the reason I share these videos with you, or I post these videos online, is I was in that kind of situation when I got started myself, but I did not understand what I needed to do in order for me to move progress. Basically, I did not know myself. So it took me into a line of, basically I signed up to a training. Eventually, somehow I took the action, I signed up, I paid. And when I was going through the training, the mentors in that coaching were not teaching me about how to sell products online. Even though there was curriculums on that, on how to create an ad, launch an ad, they got me more to focus on my behavior pattern. As I wake up in the morning, things I do, how I think. So they recommended books, trainings I should go through. And for some reason, I just started going through them. Then I stumbled upon a few books which they recommended and quotes that have stuck with me ever since. And I'm like, it's like when you get it, you snap out of your what I call it, winter winter hibernation. You just come out and you say, wow, this is the problem I was having, or this is the reason I am not making progress. And this sort of question is something that you will find interesting. If you see yourself trying to get started online, maybe you're in a difficult financial situation, or maybe you are basically, you don't understand what you're going to do basically. Here is what I want to share with you. There's an intellectual side of starting a business and there's an emotional side. Intellectual is more like a logical side. If I ask you now a very simple question, how do you make money online? You will definitely come up with an answer. Hey, if you find a product and people buy it online, and that's how you make money. That's logical. Everybody walking around the planet probably understands that. But the second question comes, why haven't you started your own online? Since you know it will give you the time, the money that you need, you work 24 hours, like the websites do this selling and telling 24 hours, selling for you products, making you money 24 hours round the clock. And if that sounds like a pretty much good lifestyle, why haven't you started? Now, that question now triggers the emotional side. It links up with fear, doubt, worry, lack of inspiration, whatever, all these things that cause us not to start. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is there are principles that will not change. It doesn't matter how hard you pray, how long you fast, what do you do? You just need to understand these principles. And one of them, in when you're looking to start a business online, basically is the law of sowing and reaping. I'm just gonna go run through it quickly so that you never see any farmer go to an empty land and say, where's my fruit, without putting anything in the soil. It doesn't happen. So why do we do that when it comes to business? It's the same principle. Why do we expect to make money online when we don't educate ourselves, when we don't invest in our training? It's not going to happen. So I spent 7 years trying to figure out how to do all this whole stuff by myself without spending money. And I realized, because you see all these things online, create this free, sign up free, download this free, and you think it's free, but after a while it gets to the point where there's a payment to be made, and you just realize it's one of those, you just say it's one of those things, you back out. That's when it triggers to the emotional side of the business. Now, emotional side of business comes with you. What the training got me to understand is, am I thinking about myself or am I thinking about my customers? Because that is where like the thing broke open for me to really understand me, not the training, not anybody else, really understand what I was thinking. Because there was a book that I read, if you're probably watching it, maybe I'll tell you, it's The Strangest Secret. He said the strangest secret in the world is you and I will become what we think about. So when you're dealing with your emotional side of the business, or you're trying to get started, you're trying to overcome your emotions. You're not trying to, you're trying to work out, why am I feeling this way? For me, it was that simple. The method broke it down very simple. It said, if you see many people that wish and try to start a business online, but they haven't started, they're simply thinking about, they're overthinking it about themselves. They don't have their customers' interest at heart. So, in other words, they are thinking first is, what am I going to get out of this? Not what am I going to give? And it's in other words, if you heard the word givers never lack. So if you have that law upside down, you will struggle to make progress when you're trying to get started online. So what he got me to do was basically put my customers first. Try and find a product, invest in myself, knowing fully well I'm educating myself, I'm equipping myself so that I can be more valuable in the marketplace to be able to make decisions that would help other people solve their problem. Because when I help people solve their problem and I tell them this is how much I need you to pay me for this solution, they are willing then to exchange their money with whatever product or service I am offering. So when you're starting out, if you are trying to make change, you need to understand that law. It's there. It will not change because you're praying. It will not change because you lost your job. It will not change because you work 12 hours a day. It's not going to change. That is like the way life works. So with that out of the way, and that brings you to the second step, trying to understand, when you sow a plant, when you invest in a training, you need to wait, water it, nurture it, cultivate it through step-by-step training. Like for my own instance, when I was starting, or when I was trying to, I said you need to do some sort of activity every single day, bearing in mind that you're doing this to improve one part of the world. It may be people's health, it may be people's finances, it may be people's relationship, whatever product or service you're trying to, whatever you find passionate about, then knowing fully well, in due time, you will begin to reap the fruit of your labor. But you have to put in the wood first before you can expect the heat. When he explained this to me, I'm like, he said, you can stay here and debate all you like, how much you should spend, how much you shouldn't spend. It's not going to change anything. It doesn't mean anything until you come to terms with your emotion and try to understand principles when trying to build a business online. That you have to put your customers first. Whatever product you're trying, whether you're going into educational training, coaching, consulting, selling, it doesn't matter what you're saying, you have to always obey that law. If you're not obeying it, chances are your business will not get off. Even if it get off, it's not going to survive over time, because people can sense when somebody is trying to just get money off them and when somebody is trying to actually exchange their money for something more valuable. So that has always stuck with me. So I don't know how long you will have been on this boat. If you're watching this video, or somebody might be in my similar situation, I just passed to you what my mentor passed to me. I hope it helps you open your mind up to understand, when you sow the seed, when you invest in yourself today, whether you borrow the money, whether you loan the money, whether you get a job, whether you save for it, whether you go into, it doesn't matter. You still have to invest in yourself, then wait, which is like the gestation period, for the fruit to go through its natural course based on the seed that you have planted into your soil, into the ground. You have to wait for it, the time, until it grows up and gives you fruit. These things will not change. So it comes from you understanding that it might take a little bit as 30 days, 60 days, 1 year, depending on the type of fruits that you have decided to put into the ground. Because the longer you can dig deep and build your foundations right, the more better you have a structural business that can withstand longer time. That's why you see skyscrapers, they might spend a year or two just on the foundation, just trying to get the foundations right. But once the building starts coming off the surface, it's very easy to just go to like 10, 20, 30-story buildings. So it's the same thing. You, in the beginning, it might look as if you are slow. It might look as if things are not moving. Just as long as you're doing the same, you're following the principles which L. Nightingale stressed in his book, success is the progressive. As long as you're taking some sort of action every single day, it might be for 3 months, then once you start reaping the fruits of your labor in the next 90 days, you start seeing some tricklings coming in, maybe 100 pounds a day or 100 pounds an hour, depending on the product or service that you align yourself with, which I always recommend people to. If you haven't started before, start with affiliate marketing, because it helps alleviate a lot of stress in the beginning in terms of running a business. We underestimate what it takes to run a business. We're going to be dealing with different departments. So we struggle to get onto the emotional side of things. So like, no, you're going to be dealing with logistics. You're going to be dealing with customer service. You're going to be dealing with delivery. You're going to be dealing with returns. You're going to be dealing with product packaging, design. Now, when you're starting out, all these plates are spinning in front of you. And if you don't have the skills, if you don't have the right support system around you, chances are you're not going to be able to keep all plates spinning, because you lack the experience in order to run a complex operation. So that's why affiliate marketing, people who do well online and later on tend to go and succeed, start with affiliate marketing, because they focus more on marketing, which is where the numbers are, and the business model. It helps them design a business model around their lifestyle. So I hope this question helps you move forward as we I always tell people, do exactly when I got this, when I changed, it was like in the moment. When I heard a guy in the podcast said, "You are hearing me, but you're not hearing me." That has stuck with me. He said, "I have told you, this is the secret. Just do some small action every single day. You will get the result. In 3 months' time, you will get the result, and you will be further ahead as somebody that is still asking, how am I supposed to start?" Well, you've heard it, but you're not hearing me. So I encourage you there'll be links around this video that will show you how to get started on. If you want to use the same training that I use, it's you sign up free and create your account. Then you will be receiving trainings every single day. I will be taking you step by step, guiding you to make the decisions based on the business model, based on the numbers that you want to drive revenue into your business, and types of things that you can get yourself into as you continue to grow and scale. So have that mindset of going long, because it's a seed. When you plant it, you have to give it time to grow. Apart from that, I hope you take advantage of this training today and send in your questions. If you're struggling, I'll be sharing more tips, and I'll be sending out to those people, posting on my YouTube channel as well, so that some people can feed off that and start to build something that will be meaningful to them and their family. Apart from that, I'll see you on the next video. Take it easy.